Hi everybody, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is our trip around the world in 80 days. It's our day to check out the next recipe. So today is the day before Thanksgiving, so there's a good chance that a lot of you are not watching this on the day that I'm actually going to post it. Hopefully you'll take the time to tune in after Thanksgiving. I know a lot of you are probably busy getting hams ready and sweet potatoes and turkeys and dressing and pumpkin pies and all those great things that we eat for Thanksgiving meals. And so my thought with today's dish was to give you a choice, an option for something maybe a little bit lighter after you've just engorged yourself for the holidays. So today's dish is a grilled kabob, and it is from Brazil. Brazil is the country we are visiting this week through our A to Z World Food website. And today's dish doesn't have like a heavy meat in it. It has some vegetables, and it has salmon or tuna. Ask for like a sturdy fish that's not going to fall apart easily when you cube it. So I'm going to get all my ingredients ready, and join me back here in just a few minutes. Okay, everyone. So I have all my ingredients gathered, and I'm getting ready to prep things. So I just wanted to let you know this is the name of what we're making after I butchered our huevo rancheros pronunciation last week. I'm not even going to try to say this, but our recipe is from Brazil, and they are popular Brazilian kebabs. And it says, while regularly sold as street food, these skewered meats are primarily eaten during Lent, which is the fasting period before Easter. We're not getting ready to enter Lent, but we can eat kebabs anytime. Select fish that does not flake easily, such as tuna or halibut, and marinate it shortly before grilling. This recipe serves 4 people, and here is just my simple ingredients. We have some sea salt, some red and green bell peppers, some limes, some oil for when we're getting ready to grill them, some white wine vinegar, some chopped garlic, some soy sauce. I'm using ground ginger, ground powdered ginger. It calls for fresh ginger, but I do not have that in my pantry, so I'm going to substitute some ground. And I have salmon because it is in the recipe that it is saying here that we can use salmon to substitute for halibut. So I'm going to get everything prepped and get ready to join me in just a moment. Okay, everybody, so I have my salmon. I did have to take the skin off the salmon when I buy it. I usually buy it frozen. You can buy it fresh for sure, but I buy mine frozen. That way I always have it handy. So I had to take the skin off, and then I just cut it up into little cubes about an inch across. They're not perfect squares, they're not perfect cubes, but just cubed it up into more of a bite-sized piece. And so our recipe tells us we're going to marinate the fish in the garlic, ginger, soy, vinegar, and salt for at least 15 minutes. And so I'm cheating on my garlic, like I said before. So I don't have time to peel and chop garlic today, so I'm just going to cheat this. And I'm going to use a half a tablespoon, I believe that's what that says, yes, half a tablespoon of this pre-chopped garlic. And I'm going to call that 1 clove. I'll look up some conversions later and see if I'm anywhere close at all. My ginger, again, it calls for a teaspoon of grated fresh ginger. So I do not have fresh ginger. And once again, I need a third hand while I'm doing this. So I'm just using some ground ginger, and I'm just going to put a half a teaspoon in there. One thing I thought is really interesting with this recipe is a lot of these flavors are things that we would find in an Oriental dish. So the soy and the ginger and the garlic are things that I definitely put in my in my stir fry. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in here. I'm going to put down my camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so sorry about that, folks. I just cannot film with one hand and cook with the other, so apparently I need to find a friend to help me film this. So while I had the camera down, I added 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and a tablespoon of some white wine vinegar and just a one or two twist of my sea salt grinder. I'm not a big salt fan. I know it is delicious and I know all that, but I tend to watch out for our health a little bit more. So I whisked that all together, and I'm just going to take my fish here and I'm going to put all of that delicious salmon in there, and I'm going to just stir this around. Let me get something that I can actually stir with, because stirring fish with a whisk is not recommended. So I'm just going to stir this up nice and get this all very well coated. I'm going to cover it and I'm going to pop it in my refrigerator, and I'm going to let it sit and marinate for 15 minutes, and we'll be right back. So while everything is marinating, my fish is in the marinade right now, and I've got all my veggies chopped and everything's ready to go. To grill these kebabs, I just want to say that this is the current situation outside. I hope you can see the water. It has been raining the entire day. If you're in Bradford, you know that. And we are, not going to be grilling tonight. So I'm going to kind of finagle the recipe just a little bit. If you have like a George Foreman grill, you could probably use that and get great results with it. Or if your grill's underneath something and it's not out in the rain like ours is, you might be able to do that too. But I'm going to pop ours on the kebabs, and I'm on the skewers, and I'm going to pop ours in the oven. And hopefully I'll be able to get a little bit of that browning and a little bit of that flavor that comes with the grilling. I'm actually a little disappointed because I love to grill. I shouldn't say I love to grill. My husband loves to grill. I love to eat what he does grill, and I was kind of looking forward to him doing that tonight. But rain, go away. Okay, everyone, so we're back. Fish has been marinating. I have my veggies cubed up nicely here too, and I have my bamboo skewers are all ready. Like I said, just prior to this, we're not going to be grilling because it has been raining the whole day, so we're not going to do that today. But we are going to, we're going to go ahead and do these up in the kebabs, and we're just going to bake them off in the oven that way. And hopefully we'll get some of that browning and some of that flavor that the grill would add to it. So it says skewer the fish cubes, alternating with green and red peppers. And then it says to save the marinade. We're actually going to heat that marinade up since it's had the raw fish in it. And we're going to add a little bit to it, and we're going to brush it on when we get ready to bake them. So I'm just simply taking my skewers and running them through, and just to make them pretty. This also looks like a beautiful holiday Christmas dish, so who knows, this might be, you know, your festive Christmas dish. I'm just going back and forth with the red and the green, and then I'm going to place some, I have just a roasting pan here, and I'm just going to place them on my roasting pan. Let's see, I'm probably going to need to do them that way. So I'm just going to continue to do this back and forth with the fish and the veggies. We choose salmon because it's going to hold its shape and not fall apart so much when it cooks. Of course, it's going to get flaked. It's going to get flaky as it bakes, but salmon is a little bit more of a sturdy fish, and it's going to hold its shape better than something another more delicate fish would. So and for those of you who are sitting at home and maybe you're thinking, oh gag, I can't eat fish, because I know there's a lot of you out there that might be thinking that. You could always, if you're not a fish eater, you could always substitute chicken for this, I think. You know, these are just meat kebabs. Of course, we're using fish in them today, but the recipe did say that they are meat kebabs. And so I'm sure you could add beef, a nice sliced beef to this and grill them, or you could add marinate your chicken in the same exact marinade that I have made up here. Would be delicious, I'm sure. So I'm just going to continue to do this back and forth and skewering my fish and making several of these kebabs, and I'll be right back when we're ready to put the marinade in. Alrighty, so I have all my kebabs already skewered here, and I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 of them. So depending on how big you cut your fish, how big the chunks are, you may get different amount. And I've got the marinade left over here, and so I'm going to take this over here to my stove top, and it says to combine the marinade, which is not a bunch of it in there, but there is just enough. And it says to combine the marinade with some lime juice. So I have some fresh squeezed lime juice, and it's really going to probably brighten up the flavors in there. And I'm just going to put this on my stove, and it wants you to bring that to a boil. Of course, we want to make sure that we're cooking that marinade again, because it does have some raw fish in it. The raw fish has been soaking in it. So we're going to bring that to a boil, and in the meantime, I'm going to come over here and get my kebabs and bring them over to my prep area, and I'm going to grab a brush so that we can brush these while they're baking. I don't think it's going to take long for our marinade to boil, since there's just a small amount in there, not much in there at all. So I've got it on high. We're just going to let it boil, come to a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to say that I have never been to Brazil. South America has not been a place that I have visited, and so I'm looking forward to getting a taste of this, and hopefully it'll be as delicious as we think it will. I'm going to let this marinade come to a boil, and I'll be right back to finish up putting it on the kebabs. And alrighty, so I'm at a full boil here on my marinade, so I'm going to pull that off the heat for just a moment, and I'm going to get rid of my whisk. I'm going to just brush this on top of my kebabs before I pop them into the oven. I've got my oven set for, and this part I'm just winging, folks. I've got my oven set for 400 degrees, I believe. I think we want to get some good color on these. Salmon cooks very quickly in my experience, and so, and with it being cubed up like this, I don't think it's going to take very long. The recipe simply calls for cooking it until the fish starts to flake, and that's really all you need. So I'm going to finish putting these in. I'm going to pop these in the oven, and we'll be back and see what they end up looking like. Okay, everybody, so we're counting down the timer on the oven, and I just decided to look this how to translate this into Google Translate. And so the Google Translator says that to say this is espetinhos. So I hope that's right. If you know the language much better than I do, tell me if I'm wrong this time. I'll take it, but espetinhos is how Google Translate said to say it, and it just translates to the word skewers. Everybody, my timer just went off for the first time. I had it set for 15 minutes, and we're going to open up this oven, and we're going to see, I'm trying to keep steam out of my eyes, see what our fish kebabs look like. I'm going to take a fork here, and I'm going to just see if they flake easy over here. Not so sure. I think I'm gonna put them in for another 5 minutes. I may regret that, but I'm gonna stick them in for another 5, and we'll be back to see how they played up. All right, everyone, we're back down to just 40 seconds and counting on my timer. This was, of course, the extra 5 minutes that I decided to put things in the oven for, so hoping that that just kind of makes me a little more comfortable with how much the fish has been done. Recipe calls for serving this with rice or tortillas, so I'm going to do it on a bed of rice tonight. So I've got some rice ready here. I'm going to serve it with a little bit of some fresh pineapple as well. Hopefully this will just be a really good light meal for us before we feast tomorrow of way too many carbs and way too many calories. So oven is going off. Let's pull this out and see what we think. Oh, much more browning on everything. I can see some brownness right here. I'm a little more comfortable with how much this is done. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take these off. I'm going to plate them up. And I'm going to taste one of them before my husband gets home, because if they're not edible, I've got to have another plan. So I'm actually going to take this one right here, and I'm going to give it a try. It's the tiny one. And let's see what I think. Okay, so the peppers have great flavor. I'm gonna try some of the fish. Oh, that's really good. The soy and the salt and the garlic are definitely coming through. I can definitely taste all the ginger in it too. This is really good. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make our Brazilian kebabs tonight. I hope you're willing to give them a try sometime. Once again, if you're not into fish, give some chicken a try. You can use that marinade with beef. I am certain it would be excellent. I'm anxious to eat this with the rice tonight for supper, and I'll leave a comment and let you know what my husband thinks when he gets home, because this is what we're having for supper tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend.